Okay, so we've got a question here involving parallel lines shown by the arrows, and it's got a transverse line across. It's a parallelogram, and we should recognise then there's lots of things going on here if it's a parallelogram, because vertically opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. So whatever that is, it'll be the same as that one, and the same as the opposite side. We also know, because we've got parallel lines and lines crossing them, that there is possibly some alternate angles where your two angles there are the same. So we could have alternate angles. We could also have something that will trap two angles there between the parallel lines, and this looking like the letter F, so these would be the corresponding angles. And we could even find that we've got the parallel lines with a transverse crossing them, where the two angles internally here will add up to 180 degrees. So we've got lots of, and these are called co-interior angles. So we've got lots of things that's going on here that could help us do this question. What I like to do when I've got picture questions is literally go around adding all the angles on and all the information I can, and then read the question to see what it's about. So what we've got 120, 158, so we recognise then that that should be 22 degrees, is that? If I do 22 on top of that, that's 50, 60, yeah, so 22 degrees. Because we've got alternate angles going on here, if I follow this round, then I've got a Z picture going on, which is telling me, because the top and bottom of that is parallel, that's 22 degrees as well. I've got 41 degrees here, which tells me that this angle here must be 180 take away 41, because angles on a straight line that meets the point add up to 180. So this would be 139 degrees. We've got a triangle going on here, which we know that angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So we're going to go through and add those two together. So 139, 159, 161. That leaves us with 19 degrees. No point in filling any others in, because we can see that the X is there, and normally X marks the spot in terms of what they want you to find. So let's have a look. It does say calculate the size of angle X, but it does make it clear by also having the star at the front of the question. Remember, that means quality of written communication, so it's really important that you go through and explain every reason why you chose. And it also reminds you here to give explanations anyway, give reasons for your answers. Now the exam boards would love you to use the correct mathematical language, so they'd like you to say things like angle ABD equals 22 degrees because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So that's the way they'd like you to do it. But you know, there's no reason why you can't just put arrows to where you've done an angle and give the reason exactly by the picture as well. So either way will work. My preference is just to write it where I've done it. So 22 degrees is there, and that was because alternate angles are equal. Then I chose 139 degrees there because angles that meet at a point on a straight line add to 180 degrees. And then I chose this one here because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So there's lots of ways you can answer this question. You can use the language and write your statements down step by step by step down here by using the correct language to identify angles. 3 letters, the middle letter always where the angle actually is trapped between the two side lengths, and then give the reason. Or you can do it around the picture. Either way you'll get the marks from the exam board. It's up to you what your preference is. So that's a quick reminder of how to work out missing angles in shapes involving parallel lines and triangles and so forth, and particularly quality of written communication to make sure you get the full 4 marks for that question. Okay guys, hope it's useful.